Ever find yourself feeling worse after scrolling through social media? You check your phone for a minute. Suddenly, you're bombarded with picture-perfect lives. Everyone else seems to be thriving. You start to question your own accomplishments. Sound familiar? You're not alone. This is the sneaky impact of social comparison. We've all been there, that quick scroll that leaves you feeling inadequate. This isn't just a coincidence. Our brains are wired to compare. And social media? It's a breeding ground for these comparisons. Think about it. Social media presents a curated version of reality. People usually post their highlights. It's easy to forget that everyone faces challenges. We only see the polished surface. So the next time you catch yourself comparing, remember this. You're seeing a highlight reel, not the whole story. Take a deep breath, put your phone down, and give yourself some grace. Comparing ourselves to others is a natural human tendency. It's how we make sense of the world. We want to know where we stand. But in the age of social media, this natural tendency has gone into overdrive. Social media throws fuel on the fire of comparison. It's like looking through a window into countless lives. We see snippets of vacations, relationships, and successes. It's easy to forget that these snippets don't tell the whole story. The constant barrage of information can be overwhelming. It's important to remember that everyone is on their own journey. Your journey is just as valid, even if it looks different from what you see online. So, the next time you find yourself scrolling and comparing, take a step back. Remember that what you see online is just a snapshot. Focus on your own path and celebrate your own successes. Social comparison is the natural human tendency to compare ourselves to others. We do this to understand our place in the world. It's how we evaluate ourselves and our accomplishments. This process is hardwired into our brains. From a young age, we look to others for cues. We want to know if we're doing things right. Are we fitting in? Are we successful? Social media has amplified this innate human tendency. With platforms like Instagram and Facebook, we're constantly exposed to the lives of others. This constant exposure can make it difficult to remember that everyone is different. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. The key is to be mindful of this tendency. Recognize when you're comparing yourself to others. Remember that what you see online is often a curated version of reality. Focus on your own journey and your own definition of success. Social media platforms are designed to keep us engaged. They want us scrolling and liking. And what keeps us scrolling? You guessed it, comparison. Think about it. Algorithms prioritize content that gets attention. This often means posts that showcase the extraordinary, the ideal, the perfect. We're bombarded with images and stories that trigger our comparison instincts. Filters, edits, and carefully crafted captions contribute to this phenomenon. It creates an unrealistic standard of perfection. It's easy to forget that we're comparing ourselves to a manufactured reality. The platforms themselves are designed to highlight what others have and what we may lack. Whether it's a friend's exotic vacation or a stranger's seemingly effortless success, these platforms thrive on our tendency to compare. Social comparison's impact on mental health. The real toll of comparison on our well-being is often underestimated. The constant comparison fostered by social media can take a significant toll on our mental health, affecting our daily lives. When we constantly measure ourselves against others, we set ourselves up for disappointment and frustration. This can lead to a whole host of negative emotions, feelings of inadequacy, low self-esteem, and even self-doubt. Anxiety and stress are common side effects of excessive social comparison, often leading to more serious mental health issues. We might start to doubt our own abilities and question our self-worth. We may even withdraw from social situations, feeling isolated and alone. Studies have linked excessive social media use to increased rates of depression and anxiety, highlighting the serious impact it can have. This is especially true when we're passively scrolling and comparing ourselves to others without realizing the harm it causes. It can create a vicious cycle of negativity where we feel trapped and unable to break free. It's crucial to remember that social media is just a highlight reel, showcasing only the best moments. It's not a true reflection of real life, and comparing ourselves to these curated images can be misleading. Protecting your mental health means being mindful of your social media use, taking breaks and focusing on real-life connections. Recognizing social comparison traps. In today's digital age, it's easy to get caught up in the lives of others. Spotting the signs that you might be falling into the comparison trap is crucial for your mental well-being. Recognizing when you're falling into the comparison trap is the first step to breaking free. It's about being mindful of your emotions and reactions. There are some telltale signs that your social media use might be doing more harm than good. These signs can often be subtle but impactful. Do you find yourself feeling envious or inadequate after scrolling through your feed? This is a common reaction that many people experience. Do you compare your appearance, accomplishments, or relationships to those you see online? This constant comparison can erode your self-esteem. These are red flags that social comparison might be impacting you. It's important to recognize these feelings and address them. Pay attention to how you feel after using social media. Reflecting on your emotions can provide valuable insights. If you're consistently left feeling down, it might be time to reevaluate your relationship with these platforms. Taking breaks can be beneficial. Remember, you are not alone in this. Many people face similar struggles, and it's okay to seek support. Many people struggle with social comparison, especially in the age of social media. It's a widespread issue that affects various aspects of life. Recognizing the problem is the first step to finding a solution. Taking proactive steps can lead to a healthier relationship with social media. Strategies for a healthier online experience. Practical ways to avoid comparing yourself to others online. So how do we break free from the comparison trap? Here are a few strategies to cultivate a healthier relationship with social media. Curate your feed. Unfollow accounts that trigger negative emotions. Fill your feed with content that inspires you. Be mindful of your time. Limit your social media use. Set boundaries to avoid mindless scrolling. Focus on your own journey. Celebrate your own accomplishments. Remember that everyone is on their own path. Practice gratitude. Take time to appreciate the good things in your life. Remember, social media is a tool. You can choose how you use it. By being mindful of your consumption and focusing on your own well-being, you can break free from the comparison game. The power of self-compassion. The importance of being kind to ourselves, especially online. In the age of social media, self-compassion is more important than ever. It's easy to be hard on ourselves when we're constantly bombarded with images of perfection. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend. It's about recognizing that you're human and you're allowed to make mistakes. When you find yourself comparing yourself to others, practice self-compassion. Remind yourself that everyone is different. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. Focus on your own journey and celebrate your own accomplishments. Self-compassion is not about being self-indulgent or making excuses. It's about treating yourself with the same care and concern that you would offer to someone you love. Inspiring examples of people who've escaped the comparison trap, finding joy in their own unique journeys. Many people have successfully navigated the challenges of social comparison and come out stronger on the other side, embracing their individuality. Their stories can provide hope and inspiration for those who are struggling, showing that change is possible. Take, for example, the story of Sarah, a young professional who used to spend hours comparing herself to others on Instagram, feeling increasingly disheartened. She felt inadequate and anxious, constantly striving for an unattainable standard of perfection, which left her feeling empty. Sarah realized that her social media use was fueling her negative self-talk and decided to make a change. She decided to unfollow accounts that triggered her insecurities, taking control of her digital environment. Instead, she started following accounts that promoted self-love and body positivity, filling her feed with encouragement. She also began practicing gratitude, focusing on the positive aspects of her own life and incorporating mindfulness into her daily routine. Gradually, Sarah found herself feeling happier and more content, noticing a significant shift in her mental well-being. She realized that true happiness comes from within, not from external validation, and embraced her journey towards self-acceptance. A positive outlook on using social media in a healthy way. Social media can be a powerful tool for connection and community. It can be a source of inspiration, information, and support. But it's up to us to use it in a way that serves our well-being. By being mindful of our consumption, practicing self-compassion, and focusing on our own values, we can cultivate a healthier relationship with social media. Let's use social media to lift each other up, celebrate our differences, and build a more compassionate online world. Remember, you are worthy, you are enough, and you are not alone.